In the remote, icy expanses of the north, where the snow never seemed to melt and the auroras danced like phantoms in the sky, there lived a queen known to all as the Snow Queen. She was a figure of immense power and mystery, ruling over her wintry kingdom with a heart that seemed as cold as the ice itself. But unknown to many, the Snow Queen had a daughter, whom she named Liora. Liora was unlike her mother in many ways. Where the Snow Queen was reserved and stern, Liora was full of warmth and curiosity. Her hair, unlike her mother's silvery strands, was as golden as the brief summer sun that touched their land, and her eyes sparkled like the clearest ice but glowed with kindness. Despite her mother's realm being one of eternal winter, Liora found beauty and life in the snow. She loved wandering through the frost-covered forests, talking to the animals and listening to the stories of the old pines, which whispered of ancient times when the earth was not so cold. As Liora grew, so did her powers over snow and ice, but unlike her mother, she used her powers to bring joy. She would create delicate ice flowers that bloomed in the snow, and sculpt bright ice butterflies that fluttered around her playfully. The creatures of the forest loved her, for she brought warmth to their cold world. But the Snow Queen watched Liora with a growing sense of unease. She knew the prophecies spoken by the stars. A ruler would come who would melt the eternal ice, changing their world forever. Fearing the loss of her kingdom, the Snow Queen began to harden her heart even more, deciding that Liora must never know the extent of her powers or the prophecy. One day, a wandering prince lost his way in the snow-laden woods. Liora found him near frozen by a quiet brook, his lips tinged with the blue kiss of cold. With her warm heart and gentle hands, she brought him back to life, calling upon the heat of her inner warmth, which she had scarcely used before. The prince, whose name was Rowan, was enchanted by Liora's kindness and her mysterious powers. As days passed, he stayed by her side, and soon, love blossomed between the two beneath the auroral lights. However, the Snow Queen saw this love unfold and, fearing the prophecy was at hand, decided to intervene. She told Liora that the warmth of her heart, which had saved Rowan, was a danger to their land. "Your powers must be contained," the queen declared, building a palace of dark ice to lock away Liora's warmth forever. But love, like spring, is hard to keep at bay. Rowan, with the help of the forest creatures, embarked on a quest to find the legendary fire blossom, which was said to be able to thaw any ice. Braving blizzards and frozen specters, Rowan returned just as the first star of winter appeared in the sky, placing the fire blossom at the gate of Liora's ice palace. With a radiant burst of light and heat, the dark ice melted away, freeing Liora. Her warmth, now fully awakened, spread across the land. The Snow Queen watched in despair as the eternal ice began to recede, fearing her kingdom was lost. But to her surprise, her world did not end, instead, it transformed. Lush greenery slowly took the place of barren snowfields, and flowers began to carpet the once icy tundra. Liora approached her mother, taking her cold hand in hers. "See, mother, the world has not ended. It has only changed," she said, her voice full of love. Together, Liora and Rowan, with the Snow Queen's reluctant blessing, ruled the land. Under their reign, it became a place where winter still came, but so did spring, where ice and warmth lived in balance. And thus, the prophecy was fulfilled, not with the end of a world, but with the beginning of a new one, brought forth by the daughter of the Snow Queen, whose warmth melted even the coldest of hearts. User